Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 14th, 2015. Israel has expressed great concern over Russia's decision to lift a ban on the sale of the advanced S-300 air defense system to Iran. Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon said today that the move by Russian President Vladimir Putin is a, quote, direct result of the framework agreement reached in Lausanne, and stressed that Iran continues to arm threatening groups around Israel like Hezbollah in the north. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran was encouraged by the recent deal in Lausanne to continue its aggression. U.S. State Department spokeswoman Marie Harf told a press conference that U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry had also raised concern over Putin's decision in a phone call yesterday with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, announced today that they were successful in preventing a terror attack that was planned for this past Purim. Days before the recent holiday last month, the Shin Bet arrested two Palestinian members of a Hamas terror cell who were planning a shooting attack on IDF soldiers stationed at a checkpoint just outside of Jerusalem. The two were named as Daoud Adwan and Ma'an Shar. The two had previously served time in Israeli prisons. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of the deadly shootings that targeted two Jewish institutions in the Kansas City area, leaving 3 people dead. On April the 13th of 2014, gunman Frazier Glenn Miller, a former Ku Klux Klan Grand Dragon intent on killing Jews, shot and killed 69-year-old William Corporon and his 14-year-old grandson Reed Griffin Underwood in the parking lot of the Jewish Community Center of Greater Kansas City in Overland Park, and then shot and killed 53-year-old Terry Lamano in the parking lot at Village Shalom, a nearby Jewish assisted living facility. None of the 3 were Jewish. Yesterday, thousands of people took part in the Faith, Love, and Walk, planned by the families of the victims to remember them and to promote positive change in the world. The walk began at the JCC and continued 3 miles to the Church of the Resurrection, where the funerals for Corcoran and Underwood were held last year. The walk was a culmination of a week of planned programs called 7 Days Make a Ripple, Change the World. Chairman of the JCC's Board of Directors, Ken Sigmund, said the center was honored to be a part of efforts to embrace diversity, kindness, faith, and love. He said these values have been integral to the center for more than 100 years and in light of last year's tragedy are even more important today. Shots were fired outside a synagogue in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday morning. Local paper The Tennessean reports that the shooting took place outside of the West End Synagogue, with at least 1 bullet hole found between 2 windows at the front of the building. No one was injured and police were investigating. And in Passaic, New Jersey, a man is accused of throwing lit firecrackers outside a synagogue there Saturday night and yelling Allahu Akbar, God is great in Arabic, before getting into a vehicle and leaving the scene. 21-year-old Rizek Mushesin from Clifton was charged with bias intimidation, possession of fireworks, harassment, and criminal mischief after allegedly lighting the firecrackers and yelling the phrase in front of the Ahavas Israel synagogue at around 8 o'clock Saturday night. The Anti-Defamation League's New Jersey Regional Director Joshua Cohen said the despicable act was a, quote, sobering reminder that anti-Semitism has the potential to rear its ugly head and that New Jersey was not immune. The Simon Wiesenthal Center released its annual report Monday, lowering its ranking of the Nazi hunting efforts on the part of the United States from an A to a B. This was the first time the U.S. had received the lower ranking. Director of the center's Israel office, Ephraim Zuroff, explained that the downgrade was in part because the U.S. failed to prosecute former SS Commander Michael Krokok, who was exposed by an investigation conducted by the Associated Press. Kharkov was found to have commanded an SS-led Ukrainian unit during the Holocaust and is accused of burning villages of innocent people and lying to U.S. immigration officials in order to get into the United States after World War II. And turning now to our programming for tonight, Tuesday, April the 14th, At 7:35, TV producer of such shows as The Wire and Treme, David Simon, shares his view of the Jewish responsibility to non-Jewish communities. At 8 o'clock, a discussion of the Jewish commitment to social justice with Stephen M. Cohen of the Hebrew Union College, Amichai Lau-Levi of Storytelling Inc., and Ann Toback of the Workman's Circle in a JBS exclusive from Limud 2015. And then at 9 tonight, remembering the color barrier in Major League Baseball that was broken on April the 15th of 1947 by Jackie Robinson, as Mark Golub speaks to Jackie's widow, Rachel Robinson, on L'chaim. At 10, former baseball players Ron Blumberg of the Yankees, Art Shamsky of the Cardinals and Mets, and Elliot Maddox of the Yankees, Mets, and Rangers talk with journalist Richard Deutsch about being Jewish in the major leagues. That's from Temple Shalom in Greenwich, Connecticut. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, a panel discussion on assaults on Israel's legitimacy. That's from the Jewish Federation of Metro West, New Jersey. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 14th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.